Welcome to All Things Flamingo podcast with the Flamingo Group and myself, Beth Reilly. Join us as we discuss all things to do with our community, real estate, and all things Flamingo. Welcome and tune in for a flocking good time. But hello, Langa Oriho. Thank you for coming on to our podcast today. You are running for the school board for Bloomington. And you and I have met before, and I was really interested in learning more about your reasons for being on the school board because you don't have children. Is that correct?
That's true.
But you had other experiences with Bloomington schools that you really wanted to come in, make a few changes or improvements, let's put it that way, improvements to the school board. And if you could tell me your story that you told me of why you chose to do this.
Yeah. First of all, thank you. Thank you to the Flamingo Group for just hosting me in the podcast to just get to speak about my view. So running for school board it has piqued my interest since I moved here in the US. So I moved here 7 years ago, in which I witnessed seeing my siblings going to Kennedy and then going to Valley View. So I've seen that there is a need for new perspective to be brought to the board since we are part of the community. So myself happened to work on a school board of my auntie back home. We have actually literally built school from scratch. As we all know, South Sudan is going through a lot of turmoil. So we built the school from scratch in the village, and we had policies that enforces the quality of education for kids, and policies that get to encourage kids and get to actually give them incentive when they do right in school. So
and you're from Sudan, Africa.
Yes, South Sudan, because
South Sudan.
Now it used to be one. Yeah,
right.
So it's for us, we literally start the school from scratch with our own fund. We put fund together, and
Wow.
we start sitting together, setting policies. How do you want the school to do better? How can we achieve the needs for the kids there? How can we engage the family of the children there? And one of the challenges that we got, parents were unable to pay. How can we make them not lose hope in school and still send their kids to school? We had to change the payment to be in kind. Some people bring for us goats, some people bring for us crops, cow to pay for school fees. So we are from time to time we are trying to actually accommodate the challenges that we get to meet in the journey of the school board. And secondly, why I want to run happen to live in 3 continents: Africa, East Africa, and then in Asia, the Middle East, and now in the US. I collect with me a lot of different perspective, a lot of backgrounds, religion background. I understand a huge number of migrants. For example, in Dubai there, I was at my work, I was the only Christian and even black guy who's working among the Muslims. So I get to understand what their culture requires, what are the do's and the don't. And also another reason that I want to run for school board, being in the US here, is I see there is really a need of integration. I've been here in the helping immigrants societies to integrate into the life of America. One of the things that I see is for an immigrant kid who come from a background that they don't speak English. So when they come here, they have that fear. Before learning English, they have that fear. Will I speak it well? Will my pronunciation look good? Will I be accepted? So happen to be someone from a society of immigrant, I believe that I can bring the gap very close between the school and the parents. And also another thing is a lot of parents believe that we send the kids to school and that is it. However, here it's totally different. I want to be that bridge of telling parents, you need to come to the meetings of school, get to ask the teachers, get to check the homework for your kids, So, and also another thing, the reason that I want to run is to let the kids know that do they have a role in their success. Their role in their success, for example, wake up early, do your homework, go to school. So those are the perspective that I'm actually bringing on board. And also, I'm going to be a dad. So I want my child to study in the district here instead of them going outside of the district, because one of the challenges that we have here is a lot of parents prefer their kids to go and study out of the district. Not only immigrant, like
Right.
people who live here, they, because of the grades are going down. I had a chat with like actually a college student in which, like, I've seen someone in college is not understanding the basic of calculus. So I see that there is a problem in their foundation. So I want to give focus more to school, to teachers, to give more focus into like to the grades that are low, to help our kids improve in their grade, because we want to produce future entrepreneurs and then future leaders to our country. And the last reason that I'm running, to just thank America for just bringing me here and then live in this life.
All right. Wow. There was a lot there. So basically, your background was you were in Sudan, you started a school. Did you start a school with your family, or how old were you when that school was started?
Yeah, so the school, we started the school in 2011. By the time of the first civil war in South Sudan. So I started it while I was just finished from college.
Okay. And so you're
Yes,
helping your family and your community?
yes, because like the schools that were there before it was destroyed based on the war. So we came together and said that no, we need to start a school in a district, and that's the only school. We need to start the school because kids don't have to like travel like for 20 miles or more. We
Oh,
want a school that is next to them.
right. So that makes sense that people would be paying you in kind
Yeah, yes,
so that they can do that. You've worked in East Africa, obviously Sudan, and then UAE, particularly in Dubai.
yes.
Okay. And your degree is in cloud engineering, data cloud.
Actually, my degree is mostly in computer science, but like since I moved to the US here, I had a passion of like improving my life, and I've seen that the tech industry is tailoring towards cloud, and that's why I learned the skills of cloud from America here, and then I even got a job from here.
Right. And so you actually, and you were educated also in the US?
No, actually, I finished all my school in Africa, like my primary school, my secondary school, and my university, all from Sudan.
Okay.
Yes.
But you've traveled all over.
Yes. So, like traveling in East Africa, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Ethiopia. Even by the time I moved to Dubai, it wasn't only Dubai. Like sometime I go to Afghanistan, I go to Iran, I go to Tajikistan. So getting to know the different culture and then the belief system that are there.
Very different.
Yeah.
And then, so when you decided to start coming here, where do you see the policies changing for the kids here? Do you think you'll be changing policies, or do you think you're going to be going back to the basics, just focusing back into the basics, which, every child all over the world learns from the basics?
Yeah, that is actually a good one. Like, uh, it's mostly enforcing policy. Like, there's a lot of actually policies there, but what I'm seeing here, priorities here are not put in order. Like, for example, our kid grades are going down, science, mathematics. So we need a policy that like focuses on those stuff in instead of other policies that focus on other stuff. So the moment we enforce the right policy and we line our policy priorities accordingly, it will help our kids, because our crisis right now is the grade of kids are going down. So if we focus on that, then we go slowly to other stuff that are there.
Mm-hmm. I agree. The first is reach out to students and families to understand the challenges they are facing. That would be your first step or priority.
Yes, actually, that's my first priority. But like I can like even explain more, like it's not only about immigrant. It is about residents of our city. So a lot of parents uh, don't have a time to really go and then like talk to the school, talk to the board.
Right.
So I want to enforce that one by like letting parents again, because everybody has a role into success of their kid. For example, a parent has a role of attending a meeting of the board. A
Right.
parent has a right to check the grade of kids, check if their child did the homework or not. A parent has a role to know who are the teachers who are teaching the kid. Are they teaching them exactly what they are supposed to learn? And the kids themselves have a role. Wake up early, go to school. Yeah, like don't use your phone, don't TikTok while like a teacher is there. And also teacher have a role, be a role model for kids. Like for example, if you're teaching mathematics, right, you should only focus on mathematics. Like don't put on science that divert kids attention from the main focus. So that is my first, like making sure to connect the dots, the family, the school, the board.
Okay. So basically, we put up the different roles that you had talked to us about attending school. So the student has their role, which is attend school and classes on time, prepare for class with all the necessary supplies, taking good care of school property, respect. That's always
Yes.
fun. Yeah. Completing all homework assignments, organizing their time well. That's always an ongoing thing with kids. You're always
Yes.
trying to help them organize. Respecting themselves and others, again, respect. Reading on a regular basis, that's a big deal because
Yeah.
the more you read, the more you learn.
Yeah.
Doing their best.
Yeah.
Okay. Role of the school board is providing advice and support to the schools in their local area, providing staff training and development, special educational needs, the curriculum, community cohesion, management, and the development of school policies. Ensuring the strategic coherence is in place, which enables schools to collaborate and develop purposeful partnerships. What would a partnership be?
Okay, so like the partnership that I'm seeing is uh so like I'm seeing it from a point of view of the school board and the families. These are not different entities, and at the same time the school board and the teachers and the management of the school, these are not actually a different. So I'm looking at the partnership in terms of we are the same team. We
Mhm.
all want the best for our school. We want the best for our children. We want the best for our city.
Okay.
So we want that partnership to be there. A school board members should be part of the community, like attend the events for kids,
Right.
talk to
Right.
them, go and talk to them, hear from them. What are the challenges?
Mhm.
Relate to them, because you can be a school board and you are just someone that is not seen how Langa looks like. The school board should be someone that like a family can call and say, hey Langa, I'm not happy of what you guys are doing there, and school board should be willing to listen. So I
Right.
want to create that partnership.
Mhm. Great. Excellent. Um, so then they work together. Do you feel that there is a partnership at this time?
There is, but like it's not really enforced, because if it's really enforced, our grade will never go low.
Okay.
Because there's one thing that I see. Lang is not inventing a wheel, but Lang is taking like the focus to the genesis, how things are done. We have a policies in place. Okay, we want
Mhm.
school board members to be reachable, easy to reach, not hard to reach. We want teachers not to look at themselves that like they are different entity than the school themselves. Teachers should be out there explaining what are the challenges that they are facing. We want a partnership with vendors for like the bus drivers. So
Right.
we want to ensure that like the vendors are doing the right thing, so that we don't get to have less bus drivers, because these are one of the challenges.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Yeah, there's a lot of there. Do you think that teachers would like to be more involved?
Yes, actually, I see it's important for teachers to be involved, because teachers are the direct connection between the kids and their grades. They
Right.
are the mentor. They are the ones that kids look into. They're the example. So I think teachers can be really big involved into, especially when we talk about grades, right? For like example, I am a Christian, right? If I'm gonna teach kids mathematics, I don't need to wear a shirt of Jesus love you, because I need to really put the focus of children towards mathematics, not divert their own focus by any means.
Mm-hmm.
So I want it to be in that way, like let's focus into what we are lacking at the moment. We want good grades. Other things will follow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
So
it is a public school,
yes,
so yeah, there's things that you teach at home, including your
yeah,
sexual orientation and some other stuff. That's all usually done at home, not.
yes. It should be done at home, but it should not be brought as you are tailoring certain agendas for kids. We have kids there who are who are having different sort of like actually a belief. So if you're in a public school and you are like not focusing on actual teaching, but having something that can divert kids attention, I think that what brings one of the problems.
That brings the grades down. I agree
Yes.
with you. Yeah. You can only do so much. Your brain only takes in so much.
Yeah.
Role of parents in education. I like this one was ensure the child's basic needs are met every day, feed them, help the child develop the academic, social, and emotional skills. So uh, parents have a role, but it's also a supportive role, is what I'm seeing.
Yes.
Provide constructive criticism, give the child freedom to choose, celebrate the child's successes. Yeah, I see them as a very, of course, supportive role. Role of taxpayers in education. I thought this was a great slide.
Mhm.
More highly educated people contribute more in taxes. Those with more education draw less from social support programs. More highly educated people are less likely to incur incarceration costs. Raise student levels of education yield net benefits to the public budget. Whoa, that's a long one. Can you help me out with that? Raising student level, the last bullet point on that.
Okay, so here is the thing that I see there, like so people might think that if I don't have a kid in school, why should I focus on school stuff? But here's the thing: look at your tax. Your tax rate is high. Okay, so today, if we,
Raising.
yeah, so if we focus on like improving the kids, producing entrepreneurs of tomorrow, what is going to happen? We are going to create more jobs.
Right.
Okay, we are going to reduce our government programs or funds,
Right.
because kids are going to be independent. They are going to make an income. They are going even to reward, give more back to the government. But
Mm-hmm.
if we really like don't focus into produce kids to be entrepreneurs, to be independent of tomorrow, then we are going to create more, like more social issues. Crime
Mm-hmm.
rates are going to go high. If crime rates go high, there is a more government programs that need to go there. There's money gonna come, and where is that money gonna come from? Taxpayers. It's not gonna come from like a piggy bank that is there. It's gonna come from taxpayers, me and you and everybody. And that's why I see
Right.
there's a role of taxpayers. They need to ensure that kids get a quality education. And
So
let me,
improving schools actually improves it for everyone.
yes, it's actually improve it to everyone. Like if a kid have a knowledge, a reasoning will like even change. There's
Right.
one thing that I always, that like we there's one say that we have from back home there, Africa, that the first 15 years of your life de- define who you are for the rest of your life. So we want the first 15 years of the life for kids to define them to be future entrepreneurs, future business owners. Like that, we will help the government funds not to be going too much into that. And we want to train kids. It's not bad, like if you are having a hardship now, but we want to train kids to be independent, because if you're independent, you don't need to stay longer at a government house support, or like all sort of actually supports that are out there.
Right.
Yes.
Also, kids will come back to Bloomington. If they had a good school system here, they remember it, they know that that was their foundation, and they tend to come back. So you continually have young families moving back into Bloomington because
Yes.
they have good experience here. You also talk about ensure funds are utilized correctly and effectively. So that's kind of budgeting. How do you see that being played out?
Yeah, so like I see it from a point of going back to school, uh, like for like example. We actually want more allocation of fund towards English learning. Okay, because we have a community that is now diverse. Kids who are coming from all over part of the world. We want those kids to learn English, but also to learn English, it's not just bringing them and throwing them into English. First, psychological aspect of learning comes before actual learning itself. Like for example, myself, I learned English in the college. My primary school was all in Arabic. So the moment I started learning, actually, I was scared. Will I be accepted? Will my pronunciation be good one? Okay, that one I had to break it out by myself. But however, nowadays challenge are not the same. We want focus into the psychological part of it, in giving kids a confidence. Hey, you can do it. And after giving them confidence, then teaching them English. So that tomorrow we want every kid that goes to our school here, get out from there, knows English perfectly. And kids have a high chance of learning even more. Like me now, I speak over 7 languages because I learned them as a kid.
Okay.
So kids has a high chance of learning. And that's why I see funds need to be utilized accordingly.
Okay, so that's where the philosophy of learning and the priority of learning, I get it.
Yes.
How they come together. And then finally, I think this goes back to your original story, and that's to embrace the differences among themselves and participate with no fear. First of all, there's a psychology around learning, which is what you just mentioned. And then to embrace the differences, like find joy in the differences of who they are, and then also what they get to learn.
Yeah. Actually, like for like that one, I see not only immigrant, actually even people who have been here for like 50 years or even more than that. I see we should look into each other differences as what America wants. Because like for one of actually one of the example that I have here is I came from Africa, right? Topics that are a hot topic here in the US: race. When you come from Africa and you're a black person, you are going to a box of victim. You have a victim mindset. Everything that is done to you from a different race, you don't get to call it's a problem between me and that person. You get to flag it right away, racism. I want kids to grow up knowing that we are equal. We are part of the society, and society includes people who are different. LGBTQ, they are part of our society. We need to embrace them. Blacks are part of our society. Christians, Muslims, we need to embrace the differences. And we want it to be from the genesis, like from the school, because the more it goes from the school there, it reduces a lot of problem that we have in our country up here. But if we have it fragile down here, we will have a lot of topics to be spoken. And as we know now, like topics of race is big thing. Topic of policing is big thing. But because those things are not addressed, if addressed in the bottom, kids should know that police are their friend. And police should be having sessions to come to the kids and even tell them that, hey, we are part of you. So that like when those kids get to go out there, anything happen, they will not take it out of context.
Right.
Yeah, so that is where I see it's really important, like for us to embrace our differences.
Right. Well, I think, and you can't have a victim mentality. That's it.
Yeah.
That's not a winning mentality. You got to have a winning mentality, which is, I might be having a problem just with that person. If there's a problem, right? It's like, well, it might just be between this person and me. It might not be because I'm female or whatever.
I'm black, I'm gay. It shouldn't be that mindset. We
Right.
should have, first of all, like, it comes from me because, like, I live in a different part of the world, okay, and I speak different English, and you can hear it. It's totally different. But what, I don't have that victim mindset. I don't want any kid. White kids should not have a mindset of victim. Black kids should not have. LGBTQ kids, they should not have. They should
Right.
all know that we are all part of this nice and nice and amazing society.
It's amazing. I agree with you. You're really an inspiration that you're doing what you're doing. And the reason you're doing it like you're doing, you don't see yourself as a victim. You see
Yeah,
yourself as a champion, and you're going to go out there and do the best you can and make the changes you can make.
that's true.
So thank you, Langa Oriho. This was a joy. I know that everybody could learn from you, including myself. And before we go, let's say one more thing, is that when you do improve the schools, it also improves the real estate and the price of real estate. So if you're thinking of buying or selling, please reach out to me. My name is Beth Reilly, and I am with the Flamingo Group, and we would love to help you buy or sell real estate. Thank you
Sure.
for your time, Langa. I appreciate it. You're an inspiration. I can't wait to see you on the school board.
Thank you for hosting me.
Yeah, I'm Langa Oriho. Yeah, so like I was born and raised actually in Sudan, whereby like those days that there was a war of South Sudan and North. And then like education was one of the only tool that can make us like survive in life, in which like I've confronted education from my dad. He used to tell me that like his mother, my grandma used to take him for 9 miles to school, and he's the only or the first person who finished school from his tribe. So that one like give me a sense of courage that on how education is important. And actually being in Sudan is studying in that hardship of like you're different than people there, that the system is against you. So I've really gained like more momentum on survival only happened to me through education. So like in which like I actually went to like a Comboni College School, in which like is mostly computer science stuff. And then like from there I've worked in East Africa, working in South Sudan, Kenya, Tanzania, and all that. After that, I moved to the Middle East, in which I worked particularly in the UAE, but I've been like moving to the neighboring, sneaking some time, going to know about the culture, and of course the US. So being in these three continents, I've learned wide range of perspective, diversity, belief system, and I think that like bringing that to the school board, it will be a great addition. And also working like been working as a school board member for my auntie's school, in which like we literally like build a school from scratch. Like we put our personal money, and then we make sure that like we get something running. So as I'm talking now, like our school been scoring the best in the district there for the last 3 years, and so that is one of like a pride that I take with me everywhere I go. And also coming here, seeing my siblings going to the school in Valley View, Kennedy, I've seen like how important the education is when your basic is very firm and solid. That will help you in college, because I met a lot of like college kids. They still have the challenge of basic schools that are missing. And that's why I say, Langa, why don't I just jump in? Yeah, and then I'm a great community advocate. I have been helping like migrant societies to integrate to American life, getting to know the do's and the don'ts, and just getting to feel comfortable that you are part of this society.